What's up guys, YvensB here, Montreal advertising and portrait photographer. You guys asked for more behind the scenes, well, here it is. The concept of the shoot is quite simple actually. It was fabric and just one light. I paired both the 8300 Pro plus the S2 bracket with an easy glow 48" that had a lot of rapid bound capability due to its size. And since I also did not want to use more than one light for the test and wanted to push that light to its full capability, I cranked the 8300 Pro to its full power because why not? After doing that, I also measured the light. And bloody hell, this is powerful. But more on that later. And you can actually currently see me using a gray card to measure the exposure position and get a gray balanced measurement. It's a practical little tool that you can throw in your bag for less than 20 bucks, and it will save you a lot of headaches and time during your shoot and after your shoot whenever you're trying to get a good gray reading of your scene. So once everything is set up, it's back to basics, and there are steps that we cannot forget when we're in the studio, and here they are. Step one is to know my intention. For that shoot, again, it was fabric, and I wanted that fabric to float on top. I don't have anything to make it float, but I do have photo equipment, right? So I simply used an YvensB boom arm to lift the fabric a little higher. Simple as that. The rest was done, the actual spread, in Photoshop, since I didn't have enough length to get me to the desired look immediately in the studio. Step two is to make sure that the setup is properly placed for the frame. So what we actually did is move the paper backdrop a little bit. It was actually faster to do it this way than to move the subject and the actual YvensB boom arm, and it was getting complicated. It was already very hard to get it set up properly. Step 3. I described the entire process in another video, so do make sure you watch this. It's actually called the perfect lighting method, and it's a method that I really use in the studio all the time. It basically boils down to I closed all the lights that I didn't want to see, basically everything, and did what I thought was not going to be so great using such a small light. I turned on the modeling light on the 8300 Pro. And oh man, it's bright. So the bi-colored modeling light on the 8300 Pro helped me really shape the light exactly to how I wanted it. I did two positions. The first one was the octobox very flat on the camera left of the subject to get as many shadows as one side as it pleased my needs. I just wanted to see a hint of light on one side, as you can see here in the photo. Step 4 is to measure my light output to make sure that you're not overexposed or underexposed. I used the Lumu Power, as I reviewed here, to make sure I was properly exposed. Step 5 is to basically frame and then capture. When I was done with this first setup with the first light position, I moved it a little closer to me, and I wanted to have the light take a little more space on the subject face. Again, I'm thoroughly impressed with the power of the 8300 Pro. I was able to get f11 with a huge softbox, plus the reflector disc inside, plus it was double diffuse. And that removes a lot of power from the 8300 Pro. At half a stop less than the 8400 Pro, and much smaller, this light will actually live in my bag for a while. And with all these shots, it's now time for some Photoshop. So that is it for the 8300 Pro and the Vel shot in the studio. Also for your notes, I listed all the gear used in the description below, so you can grab whatever you want or you need and also support this channel. And if you'd like to see more behind the scenes, check out also this playlist of my quote-unquote greatest hits, and make sure to subscribe to be notified of the next upcoming videos. Again, this has been YvensB, Montreal advertising and portrait photographer. And remember, together, let's light the world. Cheers.